Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Beauty Debate. Today is going to be a bit of a natural video, I would say, because I want to tell you guys about yesterday and I'm reflecting in real time. So I just wanted to come as it does. Yesterday I had a presentation for a competition. It's an international competition to get funding for a startup. So I joined with a project that is very personal to me, and this project has been in my mind for I don't know how long, like 3 years since I experienced the earthquake in Turkey. And I wanted to do something that better prepares cities for disasters, basically. And I didn't have any hope of winning the whole prize because this is open to every kind of area. It's open to tech businesses and it's open to everything else. So this was just our way of getting it out there, right? So we passed the first stage. And then yesterday I went to present for the second stage. And if we win, we go to nationals. I was the first to present, and that was very nerve-wracking, and I did it anyway. I feel like I had a good presentation. Anyway, I went first, and then I watched every single other team present, right? And I was presenting by myself because my partner is interstate. Anyway, so I watched everyone present, and like maybe, I think there was 7 groups, and 5 out of 7 were like tech groups, basically. And they were really good. They were very well prepared. And we know we weren't well prepared because we found out about this 2 weeks ago and put it together in 2 weeks. The competition is announced in September, which we didn't know about. So I saw all of these amazing startup ideas and I was like, damn, like this is really cool. And I was like, you know what? I think I can see that we're probably not gonna win this one, but I'm honored to have been a part of this. I'm honored to have been a part of the whole process. And I was grateful. And then there was one, which like, this video is going to be public, so I don't want to like say too much. And also Ramadan just started and I don't want to talk negatively about anything. But even if I talk negatively now, you will see at the end how my thinking was transformed. That's why I'm making the video. There was this last one. And I was like, respectfully, like this is a very good idea, but it's so easy and it's so chill that I don't think it's gonna win at all. Like this is a complete different scope than what else is being presented. So everyone presented and I was like, you know what, with all those like high tech ones, we're probably not going to win. But also because we don't have a physical product, it's less risk. So it might actually a better choice for the judges because we're not going to invest as much money in a product and possibly fail because the business doesn't do well. So they might still pick us somehow. I don't know. Anyway, the results came. And we didn't win, okay, which is fine. And there was a winner, which I congratulated. And then there was 2 runner-ups. And one of the runner-ups was that last one that I was like, how did you possibly like get past this stage? It was such a simple idea that is like way too easy and like, I don't know, it just didn't make sense. So I'm going to summarize what it was, but absolutely no shade to the person who's actually done this. And at the end of my video, you will see how my mind has been transformed about the way I think about success or anything. So this is my personal page. So I'm just going to talk about how it made me feel. This isn't a reflection of their project. But now that we're talking about it, it was an idea of doing remote alteration services, basically. So you book on your phone what you want to be fixed, so a hem or fixing a button or whatever, and they pick it up and then they bring it back to you. So you don't have to go to the seamstress, but you can only do very basic things. You can't take in something, you can't measure your body. The biggest part of fixing a piece of clothing is that you have to get it to your own measurement, and people don't really know how to do that. So you can only, shorten something, or you can put a button into it. Apparently the whole idea of the business was that there is so much landfill and there's so much, carbon emissions that happen from clothing all the time, which yes, there is, and people shouldn't throw out their clothing, so they should get them fixed instead. But the main reason why people keep buying new clothing is because of fast fashion, not because the clothing at home is not working. Anyway, that aside, the name of the actual competition is, based on the UN's sustainable goals. So I don't know what kind of sustainability this is adding. Obviously, it's good that you are fixing clothing and you may be likely to buy less. But I was like, there is no way this is a thing. Like, there is no way this would actually get recognition. this was one of the runner-ups and we weren't in the runner-ups. And up until that, honestly, I was fine. And when I heard that, I got so disappointed. I was like, what? Like, I was like, I'm confused. Like, I'm literally trying to do things so that people have shelter after they've been displaced from earthquake, from wars, or from other things. And that didn't even get recognition. And I was quite upset, to be honest with you guys. I was very, very upset. And all the other ones, by the way, like, again, it's my opinion, but I just feel like they were so like embedded in sustainable goals and they were so embedded in actually changing the world in some way that I was like, how did this get the runner-up? Besides me, besides who I am and what my project was, how did the other ones not get the runner-up and that one got the runner-up? I was just so furious. And then I was okay. I didn't like cry or anything, but I could tell that I was close to. And then I went to the car and one of my friends gave me flowers and I just started crying. I was just so emotional. And it's not the flowers that made me cry, but I think it's the flowers that allowed me to cry. And that whole journey of like emotional processing is what inspired me to make the video today, because I want to tell you guys how I handled all of those emotions and what it taught me about myself. When my friend gave me the flowers, I felt celebrated and I think it made me feel very appreciated, and it actually gave me the room to express what I truly feel. I think my feeling about getting picked was, what does this mean about me? What does this mean about who I am? Like, am I still successful if I was obviously not winning and if I was the actual loser in a competition? Like, what does that mean about me? What does that say about me? And I think seeing my friend show me love, although, you know, I didn't win, which obviously they're not going to care about that, but in my mind, that's what people might care about. That's why I care about winning so much. Just made me feel so like appreciated, and it just let me let my emotions out. And I was upset and I was like, look, you know, I'm not upset that we didn't win, but I felt like when we got through the first stage of this project, it made me feel like, oh, okay, maybe there is hope in the world that, you know, they do care about helping the world. Like with everything that's been happening recently in the world, I have lost faith that people want good things to happen and people help people trying to do good things. And when it got picked, I was like, oh, maybe they will support me in doing something good for the world, and maybe it will be this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was just expressing that was my disappointment. I think I had that expectation of things going okay. And when I saw something so irrelevant in my mind, and again, no shade to the person who's actually done that, like, you obviously are showing me that an idea doesn't have to be so extremely complex for it to be recognized. But I'll also get to that part later. I don't know, I was just very disappointed. I was very, very upset. It just felt unfair. And I realized I basically think those people who are judging, or the whole metrics of whatever you need to do in order to pass this, I basically thought that their judgment or whatever things they've set for us to be winners are correct. Like, I basically am thinking, yes, that expectation that you guys have is what's most important. Therefore, if I win, I am a winner. And if I lose, I am a loser. But technically, like, who basically decides what is the right way to judge a project? Who decides what has the right intentions? Like, let's say I won that project, but maybe the intentions of that prize or that competition was actually not aligned with me. Is that still a good thing? Or I didn't win it, but their intentions weren't aligned with me. That's a good thing that I didn't win it. So I'm realizing that we're so used to take the majorities or something that is just visibly important. We're so used to taking that as our own values. And it's so difficult in your childhood, got really good marks or always did well or always made people proud. And that's an expectation on you now. That's an expectation on you to keep doing that. And you think people's love to you come from that. You think people love you because you do those things. And it's so hard to break out of that, because when you think that's why people love you, let's say your parents are so focused on your academic goals and things like that, and you keep winning because you don't want to disappoint them, and then you don't stop winning, and because they keep loving you, you think it's coming because you don't disappoint them, because you haven't tried disappointing them yet. Like, you haven't tried detaching from that. I've been realizing that for a long time. Like, we have identities and we think that people love us because of that, not because we're just human and because of them. Like, I'm just basically realizing that. And it was very good to see that when someone creates space for me, I'm actually able to express my sadness. And that sadness doesn't even come from actually being sad. It comes from how it has affected my identity. And then after that, when I was driving home, I just touched base with my partner in the project, and he was very appreciative and like, thank you, you did really well. I really, really appreciate it. And then I started crying again from that voice message. What started my emotional flow there was that I realized before he said that, I was thinking it was my fault. So I was thinking I probably didn't do well enough, or I am carrying the failure, or someone must be angry at me because of the failure, not appreciative, because it doesn't make sense. And that's just showing that's what I'm used to and that's what I'm expecting in life. So I already realized two things. The first thing about my friend giving me flowers and, letting me cry and giving me that space. And the second one is, as soon as I have a failure, I think that I am to blame and I don't question anything else. I never think when something goes wrong, the reason could be something else. I never think it could be someone else's fault. I never think it could be someone else's shortcoming or the system in itself. I'm always thinking that, I did that mistake and it's me. That's a problem. I realized that that's not the way to live and I need to stop blaming myself. And then I was talking to my friend who works in academia, and she let me know that it's something to be very proud of. And, you put yourself out there and I'm really, really proud of you. And she said, I go to the conferences and there's always a award for the best presenter. And she's like, I haven't won that yet. And sometimes that makes me feel bad, but technically it's just one person deciding who's good and who's not good. And that doesn't determine your value. And it's not even correct most of the time. And it just made me realize, like, this person in my head, and still is, so successful and so extremely, like, well educated and appreciated by her peers and everyone. And it also made me realize we only know our internal voice and internal losses, if that makes sense. Because I would never ever have guessed that, she's really good, but she, hasn't won any awards in the conferences. So all I'm thinking is that you get to go to a conference. Like, I like that you go overseas or you go interstate to a whole conference and you get invited and you go and experience that. I didn't think about the next step, which is you should win an award. So it's just showing me that people only see a glimpse of your life and you also see a glimpse of their life, but you see your whole entire life. So you see your life with the failures and the doubts that you have in yourself. And that's not the way people are seeing you. So when people are proud of you and when people are appreciative of you, please believe them, because that's the way you see them. And it's just this filter that we have in between us. And I'm not saying that, people are successful, not successful based on what they show or what they don't show. And I'm not saying we need to completely scream our failures to make this even ground, nothing like that. All I'm saying is that people see us differently than we see ourselves, and we see them differently than they see themselves. So we should never compare. That's basically the moral of the story. And coming back to that prize, the person that won, I spent some time thinking, how did that actually happen? Like, I'm in fashion myself. I could have thought about that in my sleep. Like, obviously your ego gets hurt and you start to criticize them, the thing that hurt your ego. You try to find a reason on why they're not more valuable, they're not better than you, because obviously the situation has made you fear that they're better than you, right? So that criticism, whenever you're criticizing something that did better than you, this can be like, the new girlfriend of your ex. It could be the person who works at your job after you got fired. Like, it could be anything. Like, at the end of the day, focus on why did that thing even hurt you in the first place? Why did that thing actually affect you? Because I realized the reason why I was so angry about the team getting the runner-up, which I think that they don't deserve to get the runner-up, is because I think, personally, it should take so much effort and so much extreme thinking, and it should take so much novelty to be recognized. Because that's what I feel like happens in my life. I feel like I have to do the best of the best. Otherwise, it's not enough. I always feel like I have an imposter syndrome. And it's reflecting that belief I have about myself. So I've learned from this experience that she was appreciated for this idea. I'm still leaving room for their opinion being wrong, because they don't decide what's the best idea or what's not. But also I'm letting myself learn that something doesn't have to be so mind-bending and so extremely amazing for it to work or for it to be appreciated. I get offended by a simple idea winning, or an idea with some holes in it maybe, because I feel like things should be perfect. I feel like things should be so impressive for them to get recognized. And that's a reflection of how I treat my life and how I've been treated in my life. And I think this experience is teaching me that, you know what, no idea is underdeveloped and no idea is not good enough. And you never know who is out there waiting to appreciate that. And you don't know the way other people see the world, and you don't know what your idea means or what your efforts mean to them. So I want to congratulate that person who I doubt will watch this video, and I hope she doesn't watch this video, but I congratulate that person. And I don't think I need to let it confuse me and let me go into a spiral about, but there was this hole in this and there was this problem in that. Why did this happen? I think I need to not let that happen. And this is a lesson for me in so many ways. How to summarize from the beginning, it would be a lesson that I am totally okay and loved and enough without my achievements. And I don't need my family or my friends to reassure me in that. I can know that myself, because they wouldn't be there with me if they didn't love me truly. And secondly, I need to stop blaming myself when something goes wrong or doesn't go the way that I want, because I need to stop taking that whole responsibility, and people might be appreciative more than I think. And then I need to stop idealizing anyone at all. And also, that's not a good way to love people. When you idealize them, you're actually dehumanizing them and you're seeing them as perfect, and no one is perfect. And when they're not perfect, you will actually lose that love for them. And I think it's a really bad way to love someone, because you're not seeing them with their flaws and loving them for who they are, which I don't do anyway, but I just wanted to give you guys a little reminder. And I need to realize that people have their own doubts in themselves, and I don't know what they're going through. And just like I see those people as ultra successful and ultra amazing, they might be seeing me like that as well. And there is no reason to attach myself to that. I'm not saying you should be happy because people see you as happy or people see you as, doing well. But at the end of the day, no one is probably looking at you as critical as you're looking at yourself. Most likely. I'm talking about my audience. I feel like I run into some people, they're like extremely confident in themselves and they never criticize themselves. And yeah, maybe that's a place to be. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm still figuring out life. It's really, really important to have an open mind about all the experiences. And if I didn't go through this, I wasn't going to have these transformations, especially about my expectations from my projects and myself and how crazy they need to be. So I guess that was meant to happen for me to have this development in my thinking. And I'm so grateful to my friends and everyone just supporting me in every step that I take. And I feel so grateful for that. But yeah, that's today's video. Just me telling you guys how I failed yesterday and what it made me realize and what it made me feel. Just like I failed this. How do you guys curl your fringe? Like, is that even possible, or just have to do something else? I don't know. Today's video is just a reflection on my life, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm hoping to not do any editing and just post. Maybe I'll do a thumbnail, of course. I need to fix this hair. If you have anything that you're too afraid to go for, please go for it. If you have anything that you are skeptical that you're going to lose, and which is why you're not trying, please lose. It's going to teach you faster than everything else. Like, I used to be afraid that I need to start, if I start a project and if I don't finish, if I don't like it anymore, people are going to think of me as unreliable, or they're going to think something bad. This is just a sign of how reliable you actually are, because you have such a high standard for people thinking about what you're going to do. Like, you shouldn't even think about that. And embarrass yourself if you have to, like me. Like, I feel like it's pretty embarrassing telling you guys all my inside thoughts about how this hurt me, but if it helps anyone, it makes me happy. So that's today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to me yap, and I hope you guys got something away from this video. If not, you got to know me a little bit better. And if you guys like these like talking quick videos, let me know, because they're so much easier to produce and they're so much more authentic. But I'm figuring it out as I go, just like you are. But thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you on another episode of Beauty Debate. I hope you have an amazing week, and yeah, love you guys.